Hey there, Pisces fam. Hope you are doing well, lovelies. So we're checking in for Pisces, Sun, Moon, and Rising. Let's see what's happening for you. We're just going to do a quicker check-in, guys, today. It's Sunday evening at the time of this recording, and I'm really ready to wind down for this week. We have spring break right now where we're at, so it's going to be a big family week, but I'm getting organized for you all to make sure we stay connected over this season. So hope you're doing fab as always, Pisces. Wow, we got a few come out. I don't know why I flipped that up. All right, so let's check in. So first up, Pisces, is showing broken heart. And I think we're just, getting this in terms of past energy or where you've been at. I don't know if someone's broken your heart, essentially, that can be kind of that's a certain feeling, I think, when you're in a breakup of a relationship. But I'm feeling more like someone or something has happened here where it's just made you feel somewhat saddened that someone would do something a certain way or treat you a certain way when you've always tried to have, I think, wise, caring consideration for others. But I feel somewhere along the path here something has happened where someone didn't receive it too well, and I feel like a bit of a backlash energy, someone's response. And I think it was I think you're kind of questioning, like, why did it go that way? So whatever that is for you. Also, we've got the thinking woman. So when checking in with this energy, I feel like you're trying to find something here, trying to gain some clarity, some understanding, maybe even a sign on where you should be going next, what you should be leaning into next. But at the same time, I think you do have some idea, but it's like you just need, I don't know if it's further clarification. You want to make sure that you're taking the best approach forward that makes you feel safe, supported, understood. There's something here regarding the stairs that I'm acknowledging. For some reason here, the stairs are relevant. This may be something, Pisces, that whatever you're learning is going to elevate or help elevate your path, your journey. I'm getting the answer. Like it's helping you set forth whatever that is, but it's like helping you rise up, maybe in status, in your career, in something of that nature. And then following through, we've got cornucopia, and I believe this came out for you guys last week sometime, but this is good news. So there's definitely something happening here, Pisces, in terms of understanding more about an experience that's setting you up on a new journey. And I feel this is quite relevant of late for you, Pisces. I feel a lot of you have already been through this little shake-up. It's interesting, the energy coming through, though, is I feel wherever you're heading, like this is just setting you up for success. That's straight point blank what is happening. And I feel some of it may not even make sense right now, why these little things are happening here, there. It's like things are going good and then something shows up. Things are going good, then something shows up. And it's kind of just like rattling, a little bit of annoyance, distraction. But I don't know, like I'm just getting like this is okay, and this is a good thing. So let's dive deeper in this broken heart energy and what you need to know here. I feel like this is something that's going to support you right now. And what do we need to know for our Pisces? Thank you. Okay, So we've got the 9 of emotions. What else do we need to know for our Pisces? Thank you. Queen of emotions. This is great. Let's get 2 more to further clarify. Thank you, Spirit. And we have something that's flipped over. Ace of materials. Okay. And that's how I feel, Pisces, here. So we've got 9 of emotions, Queen of emotions, Page of inspiration, and the Ace of materials. So whatever's happened here, I feel like a part of this broken heart energy, I just feel like there's some form of, when I say closure, I'm not saying necessarily you're getting closure on a situation, but either which way, I feel like you're getting some insight on a situation that's helping you gain the closure that you need to feel okay, in a sense of, even if there was closure or not, it's like you're good with where you're at, because you know this is for the betterment of you, your life and your path and your journey. For some of you, I know that realization may take longer to accept. I know everyone has a different way of thinking, but I feel here that at some point in time, whatever was disrupted, you did feel like you were in a happy place. But I also feel, as part of it, you were getting information that was opening up some other opportunities for you, or you considering opening up or going a different direction, purely because something here, I think, helped accelerate what felt good. But I don't know if the people you're around or the situation you were in fully was 100% supportive of you. Probably the doing what you were doing, or I'm getting more the experience felt good, as in the work you're doing, or the, I don't know how to explain it. How can I make this more? So, for example, if you were in a career, okay, a job, a business, a role of some kind, the work that you were doing, I think there's a lot of it that you enjoyed. It allowed you to be perhaps creative, do the things that you needed to do. And it was just, it came naturally for you. But it could have been the environment or whatever else around you just wasn't feeding you. So that's a difficult situation to be in if you're doing something you like, but you're not around the people or the energy that supports that feel good energy. But there was definitely something that felt good about it that filled your cup up. But I do feel, and that's why I think there's a bit of a disruption. If this was about a relationship, or you know, a person, a situationship for some, that I do feel that there was a lot of goodness there, but I think still there was just that something that just didn't fill everything. Even though we've got those 9 of emotions, I feel like there was still a wish that wanted to be fulfilled here, okay? But whatever's occurred, there's still this sense of strength within you that's helped you just feel, and I think this part of a lesson is just loving yourself more and being okay with yourself more here somewhere along the line. But this creative spark that I still think you pulled from this is allowing some form of new beginning for you, Pisces, in creating the life and the stability that you actually wanted, because something, like I said, was missing. So whatever shakeup happened, this was for purpose and good reason, to get you where you needed to be, or put you on the path of where you need to be. So let's have a look at this thinking woman energy and what we need to know here for our Pisces. Okay. After this, guys, I've also got to put another contract together. And I was going to do that first. I'm like, I need to get into my Pisces because I'll get a bit of energy from this. So, all right, let's see what else we need to know here with this thinking woman. There seems to be a lot of thinking, Pisces. There's something or someone on your mind here. Thank you. Okay. So we've got the Ace of Inspiration, the Devil, the 5 of Inspiration, and Muse of Inspiration. The best analogy I can give here is that you have this idea of what something looks like or something you want to create. I feel like you've maybe been doing research, looking into something. It's like you get to the store, you find something that you really like, that kind of matches your idea of what you wanted. Maybe you had it in your shopping basket online. You get to the store in person, you try it on, and it's like, oh, but I found this and this and this, and it's like, which one do I want? And maybe you can buy it all, but you also feel that may not be the wisest thing to do. So now it's kind of like, well, if I get one with the long sleeves or one with the short sleeves, or if I get the bodysuit, do you call it a bodysuit here? I think you call it bodysuit, right? Just like it's like you're trying to navigate how something is making you feel as you're putting it on, if that makes sense. And this is the best analogy I can provide here on what I feel is happening with this thinking woman. You've done your research, but now you're in it, and or putting yourself in it, dipping your toe, trying to really go and match the thoughts to now how do you feel about it versus how you feel and now what do you think. So this is an interesting energy that I think you're experiencing, because I do feel there's some creative energy here. Creative energy, but also with this creative energy, I think there's a lot going on, maybe just in your mind, and you're trying to figure out how to make the best decision, move into the right path, the journey, because there's a lot of appeal to a lot of things, but it's like, what is more you and connects to more you, if that makes sense. Because I think once you figure that out, it's like you're going from this idea to going into full plan mode and action. It's like there's not much in between the two, because you've spent a fair bit of time researching to make sure you have all the information, so you can go from idea into full tilt. And there's this in between right now that's very lit up and very full. I'm just feeling very full in a sense of so many options, so many things to do. So which one should I take? Because I like this and I like this and I like this is kind of the energy that I'm getting. But you'll figure this out, Pisces. You will. You got to try it on, right? You got to try it on. And then once you try it on, it's kind of like, well, if we take this away and take this away and you got these two, how does that make you feel? And you'll be like, oh my God, no, I can't be without that one. You're going to know very quickly when you start removing things. If you don't want something removed and it doesn't feel right, then it's kind of like, well, that's what you've got to look at, okay? So yeah, check in with that. Check that beat or that pulse with that specific item, idea, or whatever that is, person, situation. All right, let's have a look more at this cornucopia and what you need to know. And then we will get, Pisces, a card at the end. I will get an angel answers card for you. Cornucopia. Okay. So I've got the 7 of emotions, which talks about all the things. Something that you decide on that's connected to what lights you up. And that makes sense here. All right. What else do we need to know? One more to further clarify. Thank you, Spirit. Okay. So I still feel that as you're moving forward, because there's something here you're definitely taking with this thinking energy and putting into force. I don't know if there has been much in between. I feel like you're filtering out very quickly and just putting things to test here, Pisces, in some regard for you. And then as you get there, it's still like, what do you want? So I'm not sure which timeline or energy you're in right now, but I think there's still something that you want here. Even though you may have made a decision or started putting something forward here because there was some success and win, it seems, but it's like you still want more. You still got this something missing. So the 8 of emotions is about you still getting to this 9 of emotions. So I think you know before what has lit you up. So this is in regard to your career. You know what actually lights you up in the work that you do, okay, as you put yourself out there. So something here you've won, you've succeeded at, but it's still like, I'm just not sure. So I think there's this part of you trying to figure out, because I think you're maybe even questioning yourself, like, what is wrong with me? Why can't I just be happy with all the things? But if you know within you something isn't feeling full, what is that part that's missing? And sometimes that's not an easy thing to determine. Is it something within ourselves that we're going, am I just not being grateful enough? Am I not doing something that I should be doing? But then if you kind of don't know 100% either, then there's still that little bit of a void, right? So I guess the question is what do you do that you feel satisfied in, and how can you start working that energy and that muscle within you to be satisfied? Because the more we're satisfied and having fun in what we're doing, and this is a bit of an Abraham Hicks narrative, and as part of our law of attraction and bringing all that amazing into our life, the more that we can be in that energy of satisfaction and fun energy, the more that that's what life is and becomes, because we're in that energy. So we end up bringing more and more and more and more and more, right? And I feel there's something here to learn, and I'm getting a bit of deja vu from a reading, well, I don't know, maybe a month ago. I think there was some similar energy around. So maybe this was around when Neptune and Venus and Pisces were all together. And it was kind of like maybe you were on this energy before, like something maybe lit up before Venus and Neptune showed up together, which kind of got you into dreamland, feeling land, something, that happens energetically. And maybe that's something that needs to come back around after that kind of went through. So I don't know, check in about a month ago, something that kind of captured your interest, because I feel like maybe you've left something behind a little whiles ago because you got distracted in something new, something exciting, which makes sense. But I feel whatever this is, and wherever you're going, the indecision or the questioning of what's missing or whatever, it will come to an end, and you'll get this opportunity to really start feeling into and focus more on what you have won. Because I think the more that you focus on that energy of that, like I said, the gratitude, the satisfaction, the fun, it's like you'll start seeing more of that instead of focusing on what's missing or what making more decisions. I feel like you just need to drop in a little bit more to what is actually going on that's working, and figure out what's working and what you either need to subtract or what you either need to add. It's one or the other, right? So that's just kind of what's coming through here, Pisces. I'm going to get just a couple of clarifiers here on each to support this, and then we'll get into the personal question. So let's get 3 clarifiers. Thank you, Spirit, on the divine guidance for our Pisces. The divine guidance for our Pisces, please. What do they need to know to best support them right now? Okay. Work through your fears. So it's interesting, this is a new moon in Scorpio. So I feel like there's this part of like killing something off, Pisces. I'm just thinking of that Scorpio kind of like, the tail having a strike energy, to create this newness that you're seeking here. Because there's something that you've caught on about where or what it is that you kind of want to do, and you may not be doing it, and you may not be fully motivated yet, or just cruising right now, but there's still this something more that you're seeking. But with this fear energy of showing to work through, I do wonder if it's still a little bit of procrastination. And usually procrastination is a diversion of something that we need to do because it feels uncomfortable, or we think we just can't do it enough of to make it successful. And then all concerned of what if it's successful, then can I do it all or take it all on? So that's only what that is, but that's what it's coming through, obviously, for your divine, guidance, is to work through the fear element here of what's stopping you going one way or another. And then you've got a time to give rather than take. This is a new moon in Virgo energy showing up here. This is interesting energy, because with a time to give rather than take, I'm just a bit... This is interesting. This is questionable here on what that energy... I mean, it's divine guidance coming on in, but I feel like there's something extra to this, because what I do wonder, Pisces, is that with how much information that you're accumulating or planning or putting together right now because of something that's getting your attention. There's something here that's getting your attention, but it's saying to give rather than take. So I don't know if you're kind of planning to ask people or certain situations for a bunch of things, and I know that that's not easy if that's what you're planning to do. And I don't mean a bunch of things like asking for things that are ridiculous. I mean, maybe you're reaching out to someone saying, hey, do you know someone who does this or is looking for this? If this is regarding your career, or maybe you need support in an area of work. Or maybe there's this part of you that wants to elevate, because I did talk about the stairs, that maybe you do need to showcase something that you do that's going to help accelerate. So, okay, here's what it's telling me here. How can you show value to a situation for something that you're trying to acquire? So it's showing the value first to them or to the person or to the situation so they can see that, because sometimes people don't. You got to find what that keynote is for them that gives them that point of they feel they're getting something, like they feel valued, or the situation or what it is they need you for or want to connect for with you as a reason, the value in who you are. So that is more so work related, career related, if you're trying to start a business, a side hustle. So that's what it may mean as a time to give rather than take. Is that there's something that you need to showcase that I feel will help support this something that you want to do, if that makes sense. It could be too, you just have to put energy into something to give something a try with this 5 inspirations to see what works. It's not about thinking. You've got to put the practical action into play, which makes sense here with the Muse of Inspiration. Okay, so just something to think about here. I know there was a few different messages, but it was like a lot coming through, and I think each of it's going to be unique to you. And then we've got don't let pride get in your way, full moon in Leo. So, and I think this is just a little bit of check-in, Pisces, because you're going to get some success here. There's no doubt. Cornucopia, that's what we see as, you know, the potential of things moving in that direction of successes, wins, accolades, seeing the fruits of your labor, right? And whatever this is with this pride, don't let pride get in your way, is that, you know, sometimes we have wished, prayed for that thing that we have now, and then you have it and it's like you don't nurture it, you don't care for it, and then you wonder what ended up happening. And I feel this is what this is saying with the pride energy, is still stay. I know humbled is an interesting word for some, and I know everyone has a different connection to that, but I just think it's being like having the gratitude for what you have, because you've been wanting that for so long. So just because you have it, don't forget the hard work, the energy, the feeling that it's taking you to get here. It's just don't take it for granted is what I'm getting, okay? And just be mindful of that. I'm not saying that that's what you are in any way. I'm just saying that sometimes the good things happen, and it's very easy to forget what we've been through to get there, because now we're focused on the next thing. It's soak this up is kind of what I feel it's saying. Soak it up. But I'm just going to reiterate, there's either something that you've got a plus in, as in add, or something you've got a minus for whatever's missing here. It's not like start something brand spanking new. No, it's what can you add or what can you subtract that's going to support this, because I feel you're right here. You're right on the cusp of creating everything that you wanted, but it's like you need to push something over the edge or push something out of the way to really get this into the energy that you're seeking. All right, guys. If you have your question, ask away. And let's get the final message for you. All right, Pisces. What does Pisces need to know? Just one spirit for their guidance. Thank you. Ooh, I like it. So we've got entrepreneur. Self-employment suits your disposition and intentions. Working for yourself allows you to better follow your intuition and divine guidance. We are your co-workers and teammates who remain loyally by your side to ensure your success in all ways. And this could be very much what's happening here for a lot of you, that if you are seeking to start something and go on your own and do your thing, and perhaps while you're doing a lot of research, it is natural. And I mean, look, I think Pisces is very much this way, is that we get like all these ideas and want to do it all and thinking that we can do this and this and this. But I'm going to tell you, as someone has built multiple companies and helped other people build multiple companies, truth is, where you focus your energy on one, you probably give about 80%. When you add another thing, that's 40% on each. So multi-skilling or being, multitask and all that thing is one thing, but it's also can be quite add a lot of distraction, and you don't actually get the full results. So just have a think about that as part of this process. And maybe freelancing is more ideal, gives you the freedom, the flexibility, but you might still have something that's a bit more solid that keeps things going instead of having to look for work all the time. So, but if the side hustle is it, that's a good place to start, because it allows you to assess what works, what doesn't work. And honestly, it's not going to be an overnight thing. You might be able to get a client here, a client there after, a couple of months, but it can be a bit of a long road to really get things fully going to the capacity that we anticipate. There's a lot more work behind it, guys. But I'm going to leave that with you. I hope that's been supportive, Pisces. I'm excited to see what happens next, and we'll catch you soon. Bye now.